Before you is Reverend Father Clovis Njoku of Christ the King Catholic Church, Oru Ahiara, in Ahiazu Mbaise local government. Reverend Father Clovis Njoku, you have just celebrated the Mass. Could you recall your homily?
Okay.
Your theme first.
The theme of our homily today is being faithful and responsible with what God has given to us. From the letter to the Hebrew, we will understand here that Abraham as a figure of faith, and Isaac and Sarah that were mentioned in the readings in the letter to the Hebrews, we are told about a promise given. And from that we can deduce the definition of faith from what we are given in the scripture. A promise was given to Abraham. A promise he knows, he believed in. A promise that God made to him that he will give him a land of his own, a child of his own. And God asked him as well to sacrifice this same son, Isaac, to him. From there we can deduce this definition of faith as a promise or something that we receive, either by promise or testimony or by revelation or a gift promised to us, but we have not seen it yet we believe. And there is something needed from us to act in accordance with the promise, to act in accordance with the stipulated law, and act in accordance with the stipulated instruction in order to get that promise from God, in order to get that which we are to receive from God. Abraham was told, leave your father's house. He left. He was told to go to a promised land. He went without questioning because he believed in the one who sent him, which is God. Now, when God gave him a son, Isaac, God also asked him to sacrifice that same son. He had faith in God because he knows whom he is serving. He went on that journey, but God provided a substitute for the sacrifice. We can see it in the life of Abraham as a man of faith. Even when the only son he has was asked of him by God to sacrifice, he believed without questioning. And here we see a very great leap of faith. A leap of faith that is beyond reason. A leap of faith that is beyond every understanding. He left early morning to sacrifice his son. A leap of faith. A leap of faith which he did, which earned him the father of faith. And in that leap of faith, we understand that he overcame, or rather put to a stop every law governing nature, every law governing human beings. He put a stop at that point. Every circumstances, he just accepted the instruction, act, and this will happen. And he went in the instruction, sacrifice his son. And because he believed and acted with the instruction, he received the blessing of God. And today we celebrate him as Father of faith. In the gospel today, we see Jesus Christ telling the apostles to use, and even not telling the apostles, to telling the people of the children of God to use whatever they have to buy treasure for themselves in heaven. And he explained it. How do you get this treasure in heaven? The parable came after. The parable was about being a good steward, being trustworthy. A man was presented, a rich man who left his house and appointed one of his servants to be in charge of that house. And this young servant obeyed the instructions. He was awake until the master came. And we are told that this master told this servant to come up to the high table, just meant for the masters. But this servant went on to the high table because he obeyed the instruction. He was lifted from being a lowly servant to share in the banquet of the master because he obeyed the instruction and acted upon them. And that means in the journey of faith, this instruction will be given to us. And when we obey these instructions and act upon them, we will be lifted. From managing small things, we become managers of big things. This lowly servant now became the oikonomos, as it is written in the original Bible Greek word. Oikonomos, which means house, oik, nomos, which means manager, a house manager. He made him an overall manager, overseer, because he obeyed the instruction. He was asked, be awake until I come back. He was asked to take care of the household, and he did that. Because he obeyed and he did what he was asked to do, he was lifted. Now, Peter asked Jesus Christ, are you telling us or everybody? Dear, Jesus Christ has to expand and let him know that the instruction is not just for him, but for the whole world, for the people of God, for all who have ears to listen. And he gave 3 instances, 3 people who he presented with the action of faith, being faithful and unfaithfulness. The first was the servant who knows what his master wants from him, and he did that according to the instructions of the master, feeding the household, doing the chores, and taking care of the household. And when his master returned, he praised him, and he as well rewarded him. Then the second person was the one who said that my master will take a long time before he returned. He went ahead beating those under him, punishing them. Then he will drink and to stupor and misbehave, forgetting that when the master will come, he will not know. The master returned and found him not acting upon the instructions that he was given, and the master punished him. Then the third one was the one who knew the intentions of the master, the one who knew the instructions of the master, but he said he will not do it. God, in the Bible as well, in the scriptures today, we are also told that he was also punished. So there are 3 distinct people in this written. The one who did the will, willingly, the will of God, willingly. The one who acted carelessly, and the one who, by negligence, did not do it. Now the problem is, where do we fall? Do we fall in the one who did the will of God willingly, or the one who acted out of carelessness, or the one that acted out of negligence? Christ wants us to be in the first, which is those who do the will of God from their heart. Those who do this are said to be trustworthy. It is action that defined Abraham as a father of faith. It is action of faith that defined Sarah as being faithful. It is also action of faith that defined the great fathers of faith in the past, like Esau, like Jacob, like Isaac, Abel, and others as fathers of faith, because they acted based on the instruction in the journey of faith. They acted based on the instructions that they were given. If we as well act in accordance with the way Jesus Christ presented it today, doing knowing the will of God and doing it, we will receive reward. We will be lifted. God will promote us. And the last of it is, when the Master comes for the eternal reward, he will reward us with a heavenly place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Father Clovis Njoku of Christ the King Catholic Church, Oru Ahiara in Ahiazu Mbaise local government. If you are just joining us, we are on to the homily of today by the clergy. Father, before we draw the curtain, do you have other remarks to make?
Yeah, the major remark.
Because while you were preaching, you also highlighted on the need for those in higher authority to use their position and impart positively.
Yes.
And then also at home, in families, for parents to also see themselves as also receiving this gift and should not allow the gift to be drifted away or die down.
Yes, I said it, yeah. You know, everything we have was given to us. Everything, life was given to us. The house we have was given to us. Every gift we have, they were all given to us. None came with us. And when we die, we will not take one into the grave. We came into this world without knowing when, where, and how. The family we belong to, we were just given to that family. And the resources around us, the things we inherited or the things we gained through that family, they were all given to us. Now, being a steward, just like Christ presented in the readings of today, that these servants we are given in charge of something, just the way our families are given to us. Then the question is, how do we take care of this family that is given to us by God? As father, as mother, as parents, how do we take care of our families? It is in being trustworthy, it is in being careful and doing what is demanded of us in our families that God will bless us. If we take care of our family, the institution of the family which God handed over to us, if we take care of it, God will bless us. Then, the steward who took care of the household, God lifted him. God will as well lift us. The second person pronounced in the scriptures today, in the gospel according to Luke, was given in charge of a household. But he used his position, his authority, to maltreat others. He started beating them because his master wasn't around. He started using his office to maltreat them, to take whatever that belongs to them forcefully. Now, on the return of the master, he was punished. Offices we hold, we are given to us. Positions we hold, we are given to us. It is not by our making. God just chose us to be in that office. Wherever you see yourself, even as a chairman of a local government, as a governor, as a president, even in the local palace, as chairman or chairman of Adanma or the Ezinne of a community, or in the church, every position we occupy, we are appointed by the higher power, by God. It is an appointment. We are stewards. So the second person Jesus mentioned was punished because he used his position as the manager of the house to maltreat other servants under him. All of us are stewards. All of us are servants of God. One of us who is lifted up to take care of others should use that opportunity, as it is written in the first lines or the first paragraph of the gospel of today. Use whatever you have to buy treasure for yourself in heaven. You use that opportunity, that wealth, that position, whatever. If you are elected by God to serve in a particular purpose, if you are elected by God to serve as a wealthy person, use that wealth, use your office to serve God. Use it to buy a treasure for yourself, where it will not rot. This is the great message of today. So that when the master will return, he will not find you wanting, and he will reward you eternally.
Use whatever you have to buy yourself treasure in heaven.
Yes.
That is coming from Reverend Father Clovis Njoku of Christ the King Catholic Church, Oru Ahiara in Ahiazu Mbaise local government, and precisely Ahiazu Mbaise Catholic Diocese. May the good Lord continue to bless you, Father.
Thank you.
We also want to thank all that is watching. May the good Lord rain his dews of love and continue to watch over you until we meet again. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Remember us.
Okay.